We all get knocked down in every aspect of life.
You're gonna fall flat on your face. You're gonna be criticized when you come out into the arena called life. You're gonna feel awkward and stupid and dumb sometimes. But it's okay. It goes with the territory.
You got to get messed up sometime. You got to get dirty. You got to get your feelings hurt. You got to get disappointed. You got to get told no. You're going to ask somebody for some money. He going to tell you no. That's just dirt. See, you get tripped out because you got dirt on you. But you need dirt on you to develop. Because dirt ain't just dirt. Dirt is fertilizer. Dirt is nutrients. Dirt gives you the strength for your seed to push through. See, you gotta have dirt on you to push through something. Everything you see that's beautiful starts out as a seed, but that seed got to get dirt on it. See, you get mad when haters come your way. You get mad because you get a setback. You get mad because you get thrown off course. You get mad because you get a detour. That's just dirt. You get mad because they talking about you. That's dirt. You get mad because you lost your mama. That's dirt. But show me something that has grown into something beautiful that didn't have no dirt on it. You got to have dirt on you to grow into what God got for you.
And maybe you've been knocked down in your life and it seems like, hey, the fight is over. It is not over unless you quit.
You have to learn to turn and look at every obstacle as an opportunity.
You got to get gritty, man. You got to develop some dog in you.
Life is going to throw some serious blows, some body blows, and they go hurt. But I want you to feel that pain going through your body. And as pain leaves your body, guess what's going to take its place? Success. No pain, no gain.
Pain has a purpose. Don't go through it, grow through it.
Stop running from your pain and embrace your pain. Your pain is going to be a part of your prize. I challenge you to push yourself. When you get to the point where enough is enough, when you get to the point where it hurt real bad, when you get to the point you can't take it no more, when you get to that point, doors start opening, opportunities start happening. But what you cannot do is you cannot quit during the process. You cannot give up because it ain't what you see. You cannot give up. Champions keep going when they don't have anything left in their tank. When they don't have no more, when it's over, when they're tired, when they're frustrated, when they're ready to give up, when they spent their last dime, that's when they get started. It's when you have nothing left. It's when you depleted all your money, when all your energy gone, when you have nothing left. That's when it's showtime. When you find a way out of no way. When you find breath that you don't have. When you find energy that did not exist. When you want this thing as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you find a way. I wish I could tell you it's going to get easier. I wish I could tell you that if you just keep going, the weight is going to get lighter. I wish I could tell you that, but that's not the truth. The truth is you got to find something within. You gotta find something within, and that's gotta push you, and that's gotta elevate you, and that's gotta drive you, and that's gotta move you. And when you find out what your why is, you don't hit snooze no more. When you find your why, you find a way to make it happen. I challenge you to never give up. Never give up. You're gonna be here one day, but you'll never get here if you give up, if you give in, if you quit. And finally, guys, you gotta wanna succeed as bad as you wanna.
Breathe. You gotta wanna succeed as badly as you wanna breathe. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy King Kurt live, back at it again with another Weibo info session. And that is hands down one of my favorite motivational videos because you gotta want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe. A lot of you who are in our community, creatives, you have businesses, you're artists, and you're wondering, we constantly get asked, how do I monetize this? How do I monetize that? How do I start my business? How do I grow my business? What's the next step? Kurt, I'm tired. Kurt, I'm working 16 hours and my regular job. Kurt, how do I take my side hustle and make it my main hustle? Well, we're here to help you out with that today. One of the things that I've enjoyed about these info sessions is to have the opportunity to educate and illuminate most folks that it isn't a difficult process, but it is a process in which you have to take the first step. Without taking the first step, nothing happens. And even when you take the first step, you got to keep walking, because if you begin before the blessings begin, before the opportunities begin, it doesn't even matter if you took that first step. You cannot quit before the doors open. So that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the affiliates, the people who are going to help guide you on this journey. And while you're running that race and while you're building that business, these are the individuals that you're going to be able to rely on, that are going to be able to ones to help facilitate, to help educate, and help you grow your dream into something that you can live on and pass on for generations to come. First and foremost, y'all already know I got to bring my man on. We always have a fun time when we get to have these opportunities to sit down. How you doing, Mr. Steven Jackson?
I'm doing great, my brother. How are you today?
I can't complain, brother. Listen, it's always a good day when I get to sit down and talk with the CEO of Workshop and Business Opportunities, Wibo. For those that have seen the info sessions, I think you kind of got familiar with Wibo, but Steven, if you can, could you just give folks who may not have seen them a brief overview of who you are, what you do, and what you believe Wibo to be?
So the Workshop and Business Opportunities is a 55-year-old organization that began when our founder, Walter Guy, and his wife was watching the evening news and seeing how blacks were being treated in the South, who were just fighting for basic human rights. And his belief was not to go out and protest. You know, him and his wife, Joan, were clearly upset. He thought the best way to help blacks was to help them create their own businesses so they can get off of the bottom of the economic ladder. And then he went out and he wrote this workbook along with about 11 other individuals. They started the first workshop on March 1st. That's our anniversary date, 1966, the Harlem YWCA. We had about 15 people, 12 of those people graduated. And ever since then, for the past 55 years, we're now close to almost 19,000 graduates of this workshop. This workshop has been taught. The book has been translated into other languages. It's been taught in mainland China. It was taught in Tibet. It's been taught on Indian reservations as well. And at one time in early 1970s, this workshop was even being taught to the Black Panthers in New York before they were arrested. This is a powerful course. It works. That's the reason why our URL is weibo.works, because this works. We got business owners who have been in business for more than 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, 30 plus years. And the reason they can survive that long through the different ups and downs of the economy is because they know what to do. They've learned what to do. They took the 10 weeks to 16 weeks to invest in themselves, right, to learn how to grow a profitable business. And when Walter wrote this workbook, he titled it How to Grow a Profitable Business. Not just grow a business. You want to be profitable. You cannot survive if you're not profitable. You cannot grow if you're not profitable. If you don't have at the end of the year, you can't say you made $1 profit, then you're running a hobby, not a business. Okay. And Uncle Sam at some point goes tell you that this is a hobby. You're not showing no real income. So this is what this workshop has been all about. I'm really excited tonight to have our affiliate partners with us, because the focus of our organization now is to make certain that we can show up in other communities around the country that don't have access to the knowledge, the capital, the networks that exist here in New York City. And our affiliate partners, that's what they have taken on. And that's what makes this program, once again, really special.
See, and that's what I love hearing about, because it really shows you the what goes behind the motivation of Wibo. And it truly is empowering to know that not only have for over 50 years have they been in the community and trying to strengthen the community.
Whoa, Kurt, we don't try, we do.
Exactly. They absolutely strengthen the community. And I love that, because me and Steven, he said one of the best things that I could do is take that word try out of my vocabulary. And I am going to get it out of there. I'm working on it. But it's interesting how mentality, the words we say, they give life to power. And if we try things, then that means we give ourselves the option of failure. And failure is not an option in what we're trying to do here. So
well, when you use the word try, you don't even give yourself the option of failure. You've already created failure within yourself, because when you're trying something, there's no energy and action to follow that thought. You know, energy and action follow thoughts. You try something, you don't commit to anything. So you already gave an excuse. That's like, Kurt, I know you invite me to your house next, on Friday, and I say, yo, I'm gonna try to come. You know what that means? That means I'm gonna watch.
I know you ain't coming.
Yeah, there you go.
I already know you're not coming.
And I got a made up story. Yeah, and I got a made up story to tell you why I didn't make it. Come Sunday when you're like, yo, Steve, what happened to you? Well, man,
yeah.
So that's the
I had to
reason
change
why
the oil on the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's the reason why we work on eliminating powerless words from our vocabulary, because they don't push us forward. We don't go forward using powerless words.
Mm-hmm. So for those that are sitting in the info session, one of the things y'all know, Kurt's from Philly, and we're bringing Wibo to Philadelphia, and I feel like it's important to bring on our Philly affiliate first, Coach Trey. What's going on, Coach Trey? How are you?
How you doing, brother?
Can't complain.
How you doing, Steve?
It's good to have you.
I'm good. Good. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Coach Trey, you're working with Wibo, and you're our Philly affiliate. Why do you think it's important to have Wibo here in Philadelphia? Now, get your mic right. I see you getting ready to lean in.
One of the main reasons is because our young people need an opportunity to prosper in this millennium. They just don't know what they don't know. And Weibo is set up to have a fireside chat with each and every one of them in a group setting to help bring out that entrepreneur that's within them. It's you can't keep telling these young folks go get a job and there's no jobs there, but they all want to do something. They just need the right guidance. And for an organization, a nonprofit organization, to be around for 55 years is just amazing. And every time I come on these info sessions and listen to Steve or Weibo graduate, and tonight the Weibo affiliates talk, it just motivates me more and more and more. And it's like putting together a football team, especially a youth football team, because I was affiliated with the 69C Wildcats and the Overbrook Monarchs, and just sitting there helping these children get the best out of them. I have players playing on television now that I'm proud of. So that same enthusiasm that I had coaching the 5 to 8 year olds, I'm bringing that into the Weibo family to help build Philadelphia and to help attract the entrepreneurs that are out there that went through the struggles and pains. They have to come back and let these young folks know, let these new entrepreneurs, what road they went down and what road they shouldn't have went down, and that's how you get peace. Because with this proper education, it automatically goes to cooperative economics, and that is what builds a community. And right now, there's no cooperative economics.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Coach. And I truly believe in the vision that we have here in Philadelphia, that cooperative economics is necessary to be able to address a lot of the issues within all communities, but especially in the Black community. Because once you give people the ability to make their own opportunities, they don't have to wait on anybody. They don't have to wait to fix anything. They already have the resources necessary to be able to pull their own selves up. And that's an important facet that I think many people lack the opportunity to address. But Weibo absolutely does, because when you build up the community to have their own economic ecosystem, even though I know Stephen said he already copyrighted it, but when you have it.
Trademark,
Trademark. You already trademarked it. I'm about to say I don't want to have to pay him to say it, but I'm just giving him his credit so he knows that I'm saying it. But when you have an economic ecosystem to be able to tap into, then that dollar stays within the community longer. And it helps to build up the community it's already serving. And we have some other communities that Weibo's in, not just Philadelphia. I want to bring up 2 affiliates from 2 separate cohorts, completely not in the city of Philadelphia. First, I want to bring up Miss Natalie Price. How are you, Miss Natalie? How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And I want to bring up Mr. Rocky Miller from Texas. And I thank you, sir, for making time to come on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
Beautiful. So let's start off with you, Ms. Nat. You're in Bridgeport, Connecticut, right?
Correct.
So Wibo, how is that? One, how did you become affiliated with Wibo? What do you do as an affiliate, and what's your vision for Bridgeport, Connecticut?
Well, I became familiar with Weibo when I moved to Bridgeport, and I was looking for some programs around entrepreneurship, and I was asked to be a work group leader. And I did that for about 3-4 years. I was a volunteer work group leader. I had my group that I would meet with. And the program had already been established in Bridgeport, I want to say almost 15 years. Like it was a long running program in Bridgeport. And I had to separate for a little bit. And when I went back to see, hey, I want to get back into this, the program was no longer available in Bridgeport. So I just stalked Steven. And I emailed him.
That's a good answer.
And I emailed him. I called him. I forced him to come to Bridgeport to meet me. I took him out for lunch. I felt like Weibo was a very important program that was needed in Bridgeport. You need these safe places for, Weibo's for everybody. So, we say black and brown, but it's for everybody, but it really does hit in marginalized communities. And Bridgeport is considered a marginalized community. And I think it's very empowering when people see, when people can work together to build businesses and have those resources accessible to them within their community. And when we don't have that, then to Coach Trey's point, we don't have that economic system that we need to be able to thrive. What really appeals to me with Wibo more and more that I am involved with it, it's way past the 10 weeks, right? The 10 weeks to me is the easiest part. That's the easiest, to just commit 10 weeks, do the homework and move forward. The hard part is now, how do I make that dollar? How do I battle these mental thoughts? Because we're human and your mind plays tricks on you, right? As Stephen always say, your brain is built to protect you. So it's always going to go into this defensive mode when you're doing something that is totally different, outside of the box, not normal, especially normal to those around you. So I think that Weibo is a very important program in the 10 weeks, but it's after the 10 weeks where the work really gets going. That's where we really find our entrepreneurs, and that's where we mold them and develop them to entrepreneurs that can scale and be prepared for economic empowerment at the level that we are talking about.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Ms. Danny. I appreciate that insight. And I think a lot of the things that you touched on are really important. Weibo isn't just for minority groups, but it definitely does address a lot of issues that marginalized minority groups deal with. And I think that's an integral part of things. Please, it ain't just for black folk. That ain't what we're saying. But everybody can absolutely.
That's very important, because when Walter Guy wrote the workbook, he turned to Mal Woolfolk, who was an African-American attorney and was running the Harlem SPDC program. And the first thing Mal said to him is that if this is just for black people, I don't want to be a part of it. So he was very clear that it needs to be open to everyone. Even we do focus our energies on underserved communities. We welcome it. That's one of the reasons why it's been taught on Indian reservations and also in other countries.
Right. And see, and that's one of those things, key takeaways we want you to take away when we're talking about Weibo. If you have a business idea, if you have a concept or a dream, bring it to the table. And then Weibo can help kind of guide you into how to bring it to fruition. I want to bring up Rocky for a second. And I kind of want to ask the same question about Waco, Texas. as an affiliate partner, I'm pretty sure you have a concept and a dream as to how Weibo applies to your specific area. I would like to know more about that. What is your dream and vision for Weibo and Waco?
Well, here in Waco, we're in a very interesting time in our community. We are experiencing, even during the pandemic, tremendous economic growth, and this had started prior to the pandemic. And as a many of members of our community, as we were experiencing that growth in the community, our city, other organizations in the city saw that Black and brown people were being left out of that growth, right? Or lower income communities were left out of that growth. And so the organization that brought us in to the Weibo affiliate program, I have to give them credit, which is City Center Waco. They brought us in as volunteers to help facilitate and coordinate the program. And they saw where Weibo could make a significant impact in bridging the gap between taking someone with a business idea and actually getting them in business, thus making those businesses part of the economic growth in our city. And I'm proud to say to be a part of the growth, because now where and Stephen can be witness to this, that now in a business corridor where there were very few Black-owned businesses, now we have Black-owned restaurants and other businesses that are running who are Weibo graduates. And so that's what Weibo is all about. And our goal here is to create opportunity for members of our community who have the passion for entrepreneurship and the determination to succeed. And so we want to give them all the tools that we have and that Weibo has in order to be successful in their business.
Excellent. So to the entire panel, for those who may not know, what is a Weibo affiliate exactly? By all means, anybody on the panel that want to answer.
I'll start out by saying a Weibo affiliate is an organization who takes the Weibo model and implements it in their community, doing things the Weibo way. Prior to us shortly after Keisha and I got involved in the Weibo program, we took a trip to New York to find out what the Weibo way was. And though we were doing a good job here in delivering the content, however, we found out that there's definitely Weibo way, and being an affiliate is really a true partnership between the national organization and the local organization, and you get all of the support and talent that Weibo has available. And as here in Waco, we've benefited from that partnership a great deal, from the national organization investing in our nonprofit to volunteers who have facilitated discussions and been work group leaders. So we've tremendously greatly through that partnership, and they are affiliate does not truly describe what it means to be a Weibo partner.
I like that. Okay. Well, does anybody have anything that they wanted to add to that, Coach Trey and Natalie?
I see it as. Go ahead, Natalie.
Thank you. I thank you very much. I second to the 10th degree what Rocky said. He couldn't have said it much better. We are a part of a bigger link, and that is just a very great feeling to be able to know that you have partners in different states, that you can just lean into different ideas. It was great to be able to be in New York with Stephen a couple weeks ago and just see what's happening and learn. Sometimes you need to be able to have that outlet outside of your community. Burnout is real. Leadership is lonely. You have to make tough decisions, and not everybody's going to be on board with that. But being able to reach out to, Stephen or Rocky or the rest of the team and say, "Hey, this is this problem I'm having. How do we work this out?" for me, that's very beneficial. Support is always important, especially if we decide that we want to grow as individuals and leaders within our community.
Beautiful. And Coach Trey, how about yourself?
I'd as the Chick-fil-A of incubators, business incubators. Basically,
okay.
because it's different, but it's family. You know, I mean, just sitting with Steve and talking to him on the phone, you know, it's just like I'm talking to one of my older cousins or uncles, because he's talking real. I mean, he doesn't hold his punches. You know, he breaks it down. And then when I observed, I observed, he allowed me to observe some sessions, and it really started to resonate. And then what happened was, like how we met, you know, things got busy over here. And then he said, well, I already got something set up for you in Philly. I'm like, okay, all right, let's do it. You know, so, and after reading the playbook, and after playbooks, football and everything, because I'm a coach, you know, and just going through the city, just like off screen, Queen Sister Natalie was talking about what was going on in Los Angeles. You know, well, the same thing is going on here in Philadelphia. And all I see is potential. You know, I know the educational system that they went through. I know the games that they went through. You know, I know the opportunities that are in one part of the city that's not in another part of the city. You know, so Weibo brings that to the forefront, and in a straight, no chaser, no ice kind of way, in order to bring back to at least my community a setting where when I was younger, I could walk around and I could see Black businesses, you know, and in the 80s, they just started fading away, you know. So now the only way that we can help these young folks out is to create the business. It's like the chicken or the egg. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, you can't bring the jobs unless you have the business, and you can't bring the business unless there's a teacher, you know. And when you have the setup that Weibo has, which is nothing but a fireside chat to discuss, you're not going to be given a lecture. We're going to discuss, and the discussion leaders are going to tell you what they went through and start picking your mind so you can know when that stoplight is coming, which way to go. Do you go left? Do you go right? You know, and that's from somebody with experience. So that's what
I want to add to that. You know, we talk about people not knowing. You don't know what you know, but what we uncover in these workshops is how much people really knew and know about how they envision and want to see their business. You know, and what makes that happen is those conversations. You know, so everyone who goes through this workshop starts to uncover a lot of things they realize that they did know about how they want to see their business grow. The difference was they just wasn't in a setting to explore it. You know, we've all been exposed to businesses. We spend our money with business. We know what type of businesses we like to spend our money with. And we sort of see how if I had a business, I want to emulate some of those parts as well. So we do have a insider knowledge, a DNA, entrepreneurship DNA within us that says this is what I want to do, how I want to do it. And the workshop really just brings it out. That's why we're very critical about thinking. The whole concept of the workbook is to make you think.
Right.
Not just go to Google and dig up some answers. It's really about thinking. As you start to think about the questions in there, you start to really form and say, well, I would do it this way because this is what I've seen works in other, similar industries. That's what makes the workshop work. And, the same thing I like about the affiliates, because the same thing we do in the classrooms, what we do amongst the affiliates, it's still peer-to-peer. We all don't have all the answers, but when we can all come together and have discussions, we can figure out how to make things better. within our organization.
Beautiful. And as affiliates, I kind of look at affiliates as those individuals who help to keep people motivated, to coach them, to kind of guide them along this path. If you had a student who had a trepidation, or someone you saw with potential or a great business concept, and they say, I'm not sure if Weibo would work for me, what would you say to that individual? I'll start off with Natalie.
I would present Weibo the way that I normally do, and then it's up to them to decide if they want to. My job is not convince you, not to hold your hand, not to do anything like that. We're all adults, and adults have to make decisions. I don't coddle people. I think that's dangerous, and I don't think it helps us moving forward. I think, you know what I mean? So if that's what you want, if you're looking from that, that's not what you're going to get from here. But I'm kind, not nice, right? So I'm honest in that work, right? Because that's what we don't get enough of. You know, I hate when I see on Facebook, it's funny when a stranger will support you, but your friends and family won't. Well, I don't want your cupcakes, right? So we have to get our people out of the mind frame of thinking that they deserve or it's entitled to them. Like, for instance, I had somebody a couple of weeks ago inbox me about the program, and they wanted to know, what does the fee of $350 entitle them to? And I said, to 10 weeks, right? The fact that you feel like the fee entitles you into what extra stuff,
Right.
You know, that's a problem. There's a cost associated to doing the program. So, you know, I see a lot of big, great ideas. I see a lot of people with potential, but potential is ready when that person is ready. I've seen people that have potential, and I saw it 2 years ago, and now it's just showing itself, right? But 2 years ago, they weren't ready for that. And we can't speed up their potential. And I just want to correct you. I do not motivate you. That is too much work, but I can inspire some kind of action.
Okay. All right. That's a very genuine answer. How about you, Rocky?
She's right.
Well, we provide the same kind of support that Natalie has discussed, that we can't give you the passion for business. That's something that you have to have developed on your own. But we can provide you with the knowledge and skills to be successful. In our community, we have a lot of people who are interested in business. However, they haven't committed to being business people or business owners. And Weibo gives you an opportunity to do. If you have a business idea, you get to make the mistakes on paper in the classroom, get your ideas critiqued by your members of your cohort, and then you end up with the best possible product you could come up with at the end of your cohort, because it's been picked and poked and critiqued by people, not people who are sitting on the sidelines being naysayers, by people who are in the game just like you, having their ideas picked apart and critiqued as well. And through that process, there's a kinship. We have members, cohort members that are almost like families now, because not only are they all in business together, they all trade with one another, and they also support one another. They refer one another in business. It's a great thing that happens in our community when Fluff Washington refers one of her cohort members. You know, and so it's a tremendous thing when you see the camaraderie built through developing a business idea in having that discussion shaped and molded using the Weibo framework, so to speak.
Got you.
So
real quick, Stephen, there was a question about a Cleveland chapter.
So we are not in the city of Cleveland. However, we are virtual. So if Christopher, if you're looking to take the workshop now, you can take it in St. Louis, or not St. Louis. St. Louis already began, but you could probably take it in Waco, New York, or Bridgeport, one of the other cities. However, if you are interested in, and you have some individual who may want to become an affiliate partner, please go to our website, weibo.works. You'll see a link for affiliates. You can just fill out the form, and we start the conversation and send you information. What I want to say to that question is, we have an interview process right? You don't get into our workshop without going through an interview. And the interview is to find individuals who are passionate. I don't want to give a seat to someone who's interested. Okay, I want to give a seat to someone who has passion. I don't care about your idea. Okay, we're not here to tell you your idea is not going to work. Our good job is to get on your team and make your idea work. Okay. However, you have to do the work. You got to be passionate enough to want to invest in yourself, to do some time management, to make some sacrifices, right? To do the work that's necessary to be a business owner. As Coach Trey and myself, we would tell you the way you practice is the way you play. So if you're not showing up, not doing the work, then that's going to show in the type of business that you may start to run. Okay. So if someone is on the fence, the best thing we can do is present what makes our workshop unique, what makes it work. Other than that, it's up to someone coming to us who has an idea for a business. Like, we don't explore business ideas. We don't have the time for that. We got 30 hours of instruction. So you need to know what you want to do. When you fill out that registration form, when you show up for that interview, you need to know what you want to do so that we can work with you to make that a reality and to make it a profitable reality.
Got you. And I think that's an integral part of it too. You got to come with some skin in the game and be able to build something, but you have to bring something to build something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And real quick, I just want to play those for those that are have questions about the Philadelphia affiliate program and getting with Coach Trey and signing up. We have this for you.
I almost started dancing.
Listen, sometimes you got to cut a little rug every now and again. When you hear a catchy beat. Coach Trey, I'm gonna kick it to you because as the Philadelphia affiliate. Yeah, hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you could be the #1 draft pick and still be a rookie, right?
Yes, sir.
So for you, what do you bring to the Philadelphia cohort as an affiliate?
What I bring is the team that I'm building to help these new entrepreneurs, or help these entrepreneurs bring out the best. I'm taking this whole venture as I would when I was the vice president of the 69th Street Wildcats. I look at it as, right now, I love history, and since they took everybody off of the food stamps and everything, a lot of people are looking to do something. And when you come to Wibo, and just by listening the last couple of weeks, you're not coming in here to get cuddled. You're coming in here because you want to basically be the best entrepreneur that you can be. So it's almost like a boot camp. You're coming into a boot camp, you're going to learn, you're going to work with each other. And if you've never been to basic training, everybody comes in as a neophyte, a jarhead, whatever. But by the time basic training is over, everybody's together as a team. So what I'm bringing is I'm recruiting some dynamic people in order to bring back to the community. We can't fix the community unless we decide to do it for ourselves. For so many long years, we've been looking for others to do what we can do for ourselves. And the only way we could do it is to work together. You know, it has to get back to where when I used to play basketball, at home school, if the ball rolled over to the steps where the old heads were and they were drinking wine and singing, they would stop us from running all the way over and throw us the ball back. You know, if you did something wrong, an old head would stop and tell you and school you. Now there's no communications between the generations. And the only way we can really survive is if we have our own. And the only way we can have our own is by creating businesses and economic development that our future generation can see and emulate that instead of what they see now. So I'm building a team. I want to be one of the Weibo affiliates, just like Rocky and Queen Sister, to have that that reputation in the community of helping our community get back to where we were prior to the Holocaust.
All right. So for those that are on the panel right now, I just want to kind of get an idea. If you could give me more insight to when your cohort is, and for those that might be watching this across the country, because we know, look, with all our followers, we're not sure which city you're in, but we got everything from the East Coast to the South. We're gonna have to get somebody out west one day, Steve. We're gonna have to touch on the West one day. But for
we're
right,
working on it.
I
On
know. Steven told me, he said, I'm coming to Oakland.
It's a process before we choose affiliates, because we're looking for someone that is have a strong commitment to economics, to community economics. Every one of these affiliates, as you can see, they have strength. They're knowledgeable of their communities. They know what's going on in their communities. They're very dedicated and committed to seeing the communities grow economically, so that we are less dependent upon whatever government monies that, even though we're not the biggest users of government funds, we're just taught, it
common
just seems that way.
misconception.
Yeah, that's one of those myths. So when they talk about the food stamp roll, we're not the majority on the food stamp rolls. Let's be honest about that. But anyway, the point is that when we look at community partners, for the affiliate program, we're looking for people who have that passion, that commitment. If you're running an organization, that's great. Even if you're not running an organization, but you have the connections, that's even greater. I'm more concerned about the individual than I am about any particular organization. And you don't have to be a nonprofit. Natalie is a for-profit organization in Bridgeport. But like I said, the way she stalked me and her ideas and her concept and her belief of what she saw for Bridgeport made it necessary that we say, okay, we're going to make this work. Same thing with Rocky. As I was talking to Rocky, and when he decided to come up, him and his wife come up to New York City on their own dime to see how the program worked, I knew that I wanted them to be an affiliate partner. So we're looking for, like I said, partnerships. Just like I teach in Wibo, it's a marriage. Partnerships are a marriage, and I want great partners, who are going to really work hard to make sure that we are creating profitable entrepreneurs, within our communities. We're going to create jobs that create economic growth, that brings back Black Wall Street. So we're looking to see, the resurgence of Black Wall Streets in these communities. Not just saying that, hey, that was something that can only happen once in a lifetime, because that's not the truth. Okay.
Right.
And I also like to add, as we celebrate Wibo and what it is doing, and not only in our community, but in communities all over the country, I want it to be clear that Wibo is a program that you must do the work to get the most value out of the program. It's not anything that's going to be handed to you. The knowledge is not going to be given to you. You're going to have to work for it. And there is a rigorous training that goes on while you're in the program. And you're going to be held accountable by the work group leaders and also members of your cohort. You're going to be responsible for doing your part in order to not only help your business grow, but grow the businesses of the other members of your cohort. So again, I always want to make that clear because as Stephen had to get me to understand that everybody's not going to get a trophy. Everybody's not going to make it to the end. So you must do your due diligence to make sure that at least the person has the requisite level of commitment to their business idea before they enroll in the program, because you have to have that in order to be successful, not only in Weibo but also in business itself.
Yeah, and overall
Rocky,
in
you
life.
said something that really touched me when you said that not everybody is going to be able, because the truth is the core of me wants everybody to be successful. The core of me wants to like help everybody and do it for them and make it work. And you're brilliant. Look at yourself, right? But if I focus on that, then there's like a whole bunch of other people that don't get the service and the help that they need. So that was a really hard lesson for me to learn. In our business here, we have a co-retail store, and I thought everybody was ready to be retail. Like, you have all this product, you're ready. But when you ask them to show up, when you say you have to do your hours, when you say that you're a part of this team, then you really see who's interested and who's committed. So in demonstration, I have seen us not sticking to what we are supposed to do in the commitment area. So what you said really means a lot to me, because I want to see everybody succeed, and it's hard to know that not everybody will.
Well, and I'll say this, as an organization, the more people you get into the program, the more people that graduate, you get the notion that you're more successful. But as Stephen points out all the time, if you graduate 10 people and none of them start a business, it's much better to graduate one person and that person goes off and actually starts a business. So we don't necessarily in the Weibo program measure success by how many people succeed and complete the program. We measure the program by how many people graduate and then start businesses that create jobs and create opportunities in our communities. That's how we're measured. That's how success is measured in Weibo.
Beautiful. See, that's insightful, because really it's about the quality and not the quantity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
I mean,
as far as
when we were the only game in town here in New York City, we probably were graduating, close to 100 people. Our workshops would be overflowing back in the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s. And that looked good, to see so many people graduate. But then when you really start to break down a number and say, okay, these people graduate, but how many of them are actually starting businesses? That's the measurement that I thought was more important. How many of them are in business past 3 years, past 5 years, past 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years? That's what I'm looking to see. Because the longer you are in business, the longer you're profitable, then that means that you're hiring. That means that you're creating more jobs. That means that the tax base is growing. And with the tax base of a community grow, the services for that community grow, the opportunities for that community grow. The politicians show up at your door more often. They don't just come around election day.
Did you say your trash get picked up twice a week?
There you go. The mail gets delivered, in the morning. The politicians got some money for your programs all of a sudden. They get, hey, you got a program in your community. Yeah, we got some money for it. So all those things happen when the economy of the community grows. And the only way the economy of the community grows is when businesses are being built and are developing to the point where they are hiring, creating more jobs, creating more economic, creating more income. And what Coach Trey is focusing on in Philly is that you cannot tell people, young people, old people, anyone, right, to do not succumb to violence when they don't have something more positive to do that's going to help. We see this American dream on television on a regular basis. I mean, I see MTV is bringing back cribs, so they're going to start showing off all these glamorous homes that, young people want to live. But how do you get there? No, there's no roadmaps to tell you. You're not going to learn this in school. You're not going to learn how to grow a business in school so where did you get this? Where does it come from? You got a dream, you got an idea, you got a passion, you have a skill for solving something that someone's way to pay you money for. We are creating an outlet, the program, to be able to do that. That is what this is really, or have always been about: economic opportunities for our for anyone in any underserved community or anywhere in this country or world who wants to grow a successful business. Because you can't tell me to put down something that I want to use to feed my family if I don't have something positive to put in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's the type of talk that you don't get when you receive a lot of money from other places, because they're not really in it to satisfy the constituents. They're in it to satisfy those who gave them the money so they can get more money, because a lot of the money goes to the administration. So when you have somebody coming up and saying it like that, and me just retiring from the fire department in Philadelphia at the age of 58, and I look back and say, damn, I've been working for 40 years. And by them bringing back cribs, I remember back in the day, it was the lifestyle of the rich and famous.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're bringing back cribs at the same time they're taking the money away. So now it's going to be crazy, but for somebody like Steve and the Weibo affiliates to basically say, listen, like Queen Sister said, for $350, you're going to get 10 weeks. What else? What are you going to do? Buy a pocketbook? Buy a pair of sneakers? You're giving somebody some money for material things. We're giving you education, a lifelong lifestyle change, a mindset change, because it's all about what's between your two ears, not what's on your two arms or your 2 feet.
Let me give you a quick personal story before we get off. Is that we had been work group leaders. My wife and I had been work group leaders in the Wibo program for probably about 6 months. And then we came up with the wild idea that we were going to start a cigar business, right? Selling cigars online and also having a mobile cigar lounge. And because we believed in Wibo so much, we took the course ourselves, right? We've taken the course ourselves. And it put us through, we were able to understand at that point what each member of the cohort goes through in developing their business, because you have to rework and redesign and re-engineer how you're gonna make money. Because that's the goal. The goal is not to be in business. The goal is to make money. And I'll say by literally using the tools that we learned in Wibo since August the 27th of 2020, my wife and I have generated a total revenue in our business of over $55,000. That's a lot of money when you talk about businesses and money. But when you talk about something that didn't exist a little over a year ago, and being able to generate that kind of revenue with a business that we put through the ringer, and I, with Steven's assistance, put us through the ringer and poking at our ideas. And we were able to generate that kind of income and also be profitable in the process, most of which we've reinvested in the business. But my point is saying that whoever's listening to this, you can take your business idea today, enroll in Wibo, do the work, and generate income that can support your family. And in our case, our money is going toward educating our daughter. She's in college now in Prairie View, and we've been lucky enough to be able to afford her first semester of tuition through our business. And so that's what I want to share with people out there.
So to Joseph's question, yes, it does apply to a service. I'm a graduate of Weibo. I have built 3 service-based, multi-million-dollar service-based businesses in over the past 20-something, about 23 years. So it's business, whether you have a product, whether you have a service, whether you're a nonprofit, because a nonprofit is no more than a tax destination. It's still a business.
Yes.
So we're going to teach a nonprofit how to operate as a business.
And Curtis, if you would you mind if I share? Because every opportunity to promote our business is an opportunity to gain a customer.
Oh, brother, that's why we here. That's what we here for.
To our online cigar business, we ship
Of
cigars
course.
in 48 contiguous states and U.S. territories. So,
if you shoot it to me, I can put it right up on screen for you.
Yeah, put in the private chat. He'll put it on the screen for you, Rocky.
Yeah, I definitely put it on screen for you, brother. Because this is what we're here for. The whole point is to show you that not only are the affiliates here to support the Weibo program in our communities, but also they have businesses too. They understand the nuances of trying to go from nothing to something. And even for me and myself, listen, I have truly been in awe of the wealth of knowledge that I've been able to absorb in just doing these info sessions with Weibo, with Steven, and the multitude of graduates. Because remember, these are graduates of Weibo. No matter where they are in the program, you see this. Even the CEO, he said, listen, I was a graduate. You got to start somewhere. So before you start your business, get the education. And one of the things that I love most about Weibo is education through facilitation. For many years, I was a facilitator for the government. And as opposed to having a specific curriculum-based program where you just gave the information and then you relied on the student to study the information and come back and get testing, we found that facilitation was one of the best ways to help adult students learn. Imagine that. Facilitation, sitting in a group of your peers, listening to trial and error, experiences, and getting the emotional connection to them the same way that you have to their business, because you're truly invested in their success, just the same way they're invested in your success. Not only does that already breed a family of sort, but also you have people who you can rely on as a network after the fact. And that, and for me personally, I think that is the most valuable part of Weibo. It's the network that you build. It's the reason. It's the reason people go to college. Because let's keep it real, y'all get these fancy degrees and you still don't make no money after you're done. I'm just you spend $40,000. You got student loans, and you're not even
$40,000. That's the low end.
That's what I was trying to go to college.
That's if you went to community. You had to go to community college to spend $40,000.
I was like, that's only going to get my
year one.
Halfway there.
Yeah,
I was about to say $40,000 year one, but then by the time you're done, you're not even in the major that you started out in. What I'm talking about here is building a network of people who are actually doing the thing. And that right there is an integral part. Go ahead.
The two things I want to address really quickly. I remember Natalie talked about, when the person asked about what did he get for $350. So I want to really clarify what you get when you come to Weibo. It's a 10-week program. Here in New York City, we also run a 16-week program. But the real magic happens after you graduate. After you graduate, you'll have access to our Weibo Academy. We got 30 online courses ready to go in the next couple of weeks that we rebuilt them, where you're going to pick up additional business skills, whether it's social media, whether it's marketing, whether it's how to tell a story, how to create your marketing plan for 1 year. We're going to help you how to deal with your SWOT analysis. We do a series of webinars every month. We got a webinar coming up next week on e-commerce. That's just one of many. Once again, we do fireside chats with millionaires. We're part of an organization called Entrepreneurial Organization, EO. If you look them up, to be a member of that organization, you need to be $1 million business. You need to run a business making $1 million a year. So we have them come on and do fireside chats where they just open up and just answer questions, right? All this is included to Weibo graduates. Not only that, to the cohorts that are starting this year, they get the opportunity to do something that is definitely groundbreaking, has always worked. They're going to be part of mastermind groups. I mean, they get the opportunity to sit in a hot seat once a month and have their business really taken apart, top to bottom, and rebuilt to be stronger, faster, better, without having to spend $6 million, like the $6 million man, whatever. Then on top of that,
I
we have
remember
what we
that show,
call.
Steven.
That's right. I know you do, because of the stuff we talked about last night.
Yeah, I'm the old guy, but go ahead.
Got that right. Then on top of that, we have what we call the Entrepreneurial Mindset Program, EMP. That's what we talk. That's what we deal with, leadership skills, teaching how to change the conversation in your head. See, doubt and circumstances always show up. But what do you do during those times? How do you keep moving forward? You don't feel you don't have the support. For all those people who feel that, well, my family don't support your business. Well, technically, my family could never support my business because I never built businesses that my family would purchase from. I was always in B2B. I was selling to other businesses. None of my family members ran a business, so they could not support me by buying from me. They could support me by putting the word out for me and stuff like that, And I would tell anyone who's worrying about support from their family, your family shouldn't be your customers. You want a broader base. Matter of fact, your customers don't even have to look like you. You need to be selling your product or service to that market that's going to pay you best for what the problems that you're solving. Not worrying about selling your problem, selling to your friend. And my co-star he agrees with that. That's what he popped up.
I was waiting on him.
Yeah, when it gets deep, he shows up.
Yeah.
So those are things that we provide before that fee, whether it's $100, $75, $350, whatever you pay, you get access to all of that as a graduate. Plus, you get to network with other Weibo graduates who have been in business. You get to buy. I support Weibo graduates. I've always purchased from Weibo graduates. So Weibo graduates support one another, as you heard Rocky say in Waco. This is what we call entrepreneurial ecosystem.
Yeah, I'm already.
So
about to
if
go ahead
anyone's
and get
sitting on
some
the fence
smokes.
worrying about that, first of all, you're not spending money. Business owners don't spend money. We invest money, and we want a return on it. And I can tell you right now, for the return that you get on this little bit of money that you put up, now I'm going to call it a little bit of money because that's what it is. Because in all honesty, if this was a for-profit course, I'll be selling this for $5,000 easily. Now I want to take five.
I love Natalie put the snap on the back end of it. She did it on a low key, but she said, "You don't."
We're talking, but that is not our purpose. Our purpose is to help people in underserved communities build profitable business. So we're not here to make it. My job is not to make money off of the participants. My number one job as CEO to go out there and get other corporations and foundations to pay us to support you. To make that work. Right. So I don't think anyone think that if they're paying $75 or $350, they're not paying any really no money into this program. We just want you to put some skin in the game.
Let me also add this, Stephen, and I know that many people who have taken the program will agree. Even if you don't start your own business, the personal development that you get by going through the Weibo program is well worth in excess of $350. I'm just talking about the growth that you will experience as an individual by completing the Weibo program will completely change your outlook on businesses and entrepreneurship because you get to dig into the details of running a business. And that in and of itself is an enlightenment that you cannot get anywhere else. You cannot get it unless you start looking at cost analysis and break even and all of the other primary tenets that are part of the program.
Correct.
Gotcha. Now, so for those that are watching and those who will watch, whether you're watching live or you're going to watch it later, these are the programs that we have available. We have one in Connecticut, Waco, and Philly's coming soon. You see it right there, WeiboPhilly.org, coming in October 19th, 2021. So you got a little bit of time to go ahead on and file in. I want you to make the dedication to yourself, because there's really no benefit to anybody here because everybody here is already pursuing their own dreams. We're already in the process of pursuing and building our own businesses or strengthening our businesses. But for the person who is sitting here and wondering, should I? Stop asking yourself that question and just take the first step forward. Because without that first step forward, nothing can begin. Like Steven said earlier, there is no try.
You played a video that inspired me the last time I saw Steven on your live, and it was a video I've been sharing probably once a week for the last couple months. And it's that TD Jakes video.
Courage. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be courage. Listen, that's my bro. I'm sorry. I get excited about that video because to motivate myself, I watch that video every day that I wake up.
And he says something on there that's so, it's about a 3-minute video, but to me, you can cut out. There's about 30 seconds of talking about what your ancestors went through, what your mother went through, what everybody that has gotten you to the point you are right now went through. You have no reason not to have the courage to make all your dreams come true, man. That rung true with me. And again, anytime you get a chance to play that for your audience, you should, man.
It's the closing video. It's the closing.
Okay.
I got you. Listen, Stephen done been on enough info sessions. He kind of know my MO. And it's always to get you hype and get you in the door first. We want to get your juices going and excited. But I'm always going to end it with something that will at least give you a little bit of what you didn't have before you came in the door to make the decision to go ahead on, get with Coach Trey, get with Head Nerds in Charge, because definitely Head Nerds in Charge will be a part of this cohort. So for those that are wondering, well, is Kurt going to? Yes, Kurt's going to be there. Because I find value in this. Absolutely. So look, you're going to see King Kurt there. You're going to see a few of my people there because we're all going to take the course. So we already know we're going to be supporting it. And yes, we're paying our way in. So y'all know this isn't just because we could just show up. No, we are going to make the investment in our business because it's that important. It's that important for us. Not for you, maybe not for you, but for us is that important because we want the number one, like Steve said, I'm in the business of doing business. I want to make some money. Right. Because if you would, this is one of my favorite Stephen sayings that I got from Stephen. Because if you ain't making money, you're just doing charity work. Now I don't mind charity work. I don't mind doing charity work, but that ain't what I got into this for.
But if 350,
my number one thing I want people
between you and your dreams, if 350 is the only thing in between you and your dreams.
The value is 350. Most people may not even have to pay the 350 because of economic conditions. So we say if you're making $50,000 or more, it's $350. So, but what I want people to understand is that you're responsible for you. And you may want to help the community. You want to do all these great things, but you have to help yourself first. So the first thing I would tell any entrepreneur, you want to be profitable. You're not a social worker, okay? And it goes back to when you take a flight, you sit in the seat and you're looking at that tape, or you're watching you watch them at the front. You got to put the mask on you first. You got to save yourself first. You don't save yourself first, you can't save anybody else. The way we're saving our communities is by getting entrepreneurs to be profitable. Who are going to save themselves first. They're saving their families first, and then we can save everybody else. Can't save anyone if we all picking somebody else. So if I sit here and say, well, I'm gonna pick Kurt I'm gonna put the mask on Kurt first, but I'm dying, so I don't even get the mask to Kurt. No one survives, and this is the point that we are coming to. So it's that time. When you create a business, you inspire other people to do the same. I know how it was when I started my first company. There were people didn't believe in me. People thought I was stupid for leaving a great paying job and stuff like that. 3 years later, when my business is doing $4.5 million in sales, now all of a sudden they got ideas. And they're coming to me, Steve, I got this idea. Well, hey, go to Wibo. Even my children, 3 of my daughters are entrepreneurs. Actually 4, really. But 3 of my daughters are truly entrepreneurs, running their own businesses. I got one who entered politics. She's representing the Bronx, her district in the Bronx. I got one who's an advocate for autism. But 3 of them, so I have 5 daughters. 3 of them decide they don't want to work for anyone else. And actually, I got the one who's an advocate. She will probably be in business for herself at some point because she's getting tired of working as well. They want the freedom of being able to control their income. If you think that you have security in a job, I'm sorry to say that's not true. Your job, especially in this state of New York, where you work at, they can fire you for any reason. And don't have to prove anything. So you can lose your job in a heartbeat. You see what the pandemic did to people. Found themselves unemployed, and then now they're starting to work on their side hustles and see how they can make that legitimate. You have the opportunity right now to take control of your life, right? And if this is what you really want to do, if this is what you've been thinking about, then we encourage you to go to WeiboPhilly.org, go to any other Weibo websites, and just fill out the registration form. Have to do the interview. See where you stand. If you're ready, we'll love to see you in our workshops.
And before we get out of here, I just want to close with this. I know we talk about making money, but for me, the most valuable commodity on earth is time. Time that I dictate how it's allocated. Because it's something interesting about working hard for yourself versus working hard for somebody else. I could do 8 hours for somebody else and be miserable. I could do 16 hours for myself and be able to do another 8. So if you want to claim your time, claim your space and time, and no longer be dictated to, but be able to set the tone and pace of your life, absolutely starting your own business, fulfilling your own dreams is a great way to do that.
Man, I haven't had a job in over close to 30 years now. I mean, my children compare me to Tommy of Martin. I just don't ain't got no job.
I want to add to that really quick.
And even as a CEO of Wibo, I just can't tell you that this is a job, because this is what I love to do. I've been helping people start businesses, ever since I'm a graduate of Wibo. I've had people in my living room talk about starting their business. So this is just a natural progression for me. I'm in this is something the universe planned out for me, and I've been going along for the ride. So this is not even a job. I have a title of CEO, but I don't feel I'm working a regular 8 to 9 to 5 job. And we have great people like my affiliates, they make this fun.
However, I want to share this with you guys. If you are working, do your best at your jobs. I find that when entrepreneurs are lazy at work, they are lazy in their business. You cannot go from not having a work ethic, from working from somebody, to all of a sudden starting your own thing and having all of a sudden, I have this work ethic. No, it doesn't happen like that. Whenever I worked for somebody, I was a good worker. I have pride in anything I touch my hands on. So when I transferred that to entrepreneurship, it just heightened. But I was always a good worker. I always showed up on time. I always was on my schedule. I always did the gene wall really well, or did customer service really well, or made sure I gave the tours to the foreign dignitaries really well, right? It wasn't like, I don't like this job, I'm quitting, I'm going to start my own business with a grumpy attitude. It wasn't that. So don't think that you're going to leave your job that you do bare minimum work, and you're in your zone of competence or incompetence, whatever you decide that you want to work in, and then you're going to start a business and everything's going to boom. It doesn't work like that. That behavior transfers over into your business. So lazy work is lazy work. Don't bring it to you. If you do lazy work when you work from somebody, you're going to do it in your business. And I have to hire people. So when I'm hiring people that they work for me now, I don't want them to have the mentality of, this is not mine. It is a part. You are a part of this chain. You're a part of the link. I need you. You're important. So I always want us to think about when we have to hire as entrepreneurs and the type of worker you want. So our best work ethic comes from when we have our first jobs. So don't forget that.
So on that note, we're about to wrap it up and get ready to get out of here. But I'm absolutely excited to see what each cohort does in their respective cities. We've left links in the chat and throughout the feed on where you can sign up on the cohorts.
One more thing I want to add. So from last week's show, we had several of our graduates and business owners step up to support those who want to take the workshop in Philly. So the first thing we did was we removed the interview fee. So when you sign up now, there's no $25 interview fee, because that's being covered by donations from our graduates. So there's nothing to stop you from signing up right now. You ain't there's no credit card to be put in, nothing like that. To just go in, fill out the registration form, and make an appointment, and then interview with Coach Trey and the Weibo staff. Nothing to hold you back from doing that. So you got graduates who've already decided to invest in you.
Mm. And that's and honestly, we still have that. I want to shout them out. HNIC said that they would donate $25 to anybody willing to go ahead on and apply. That happens to be us. I just wanted to shout us out. And also, Flush, Wash, and Fold said that they also would put in. So really, the excuses, we could go back and forth. First of all, $25 is holding you up. I gotta look at you sideways.
Right there representing Fluff, Wash, and Fold. Just wanted to let y'all know.
There it is. Yeah, they was holding it down. I already told them I'm sending them my drawers tomorrow. I don't care. Tomorrow. She said, I'll use your favorite detergent. I said, say less. I got you, sis. But like Steven says, they have even removed some of the things you viewed as obstacles. They weren't real obstacles, but the things you viewed as obstacles are now removed. All you got to do is go on to Weibo, Philly.org. Go ahead on and apply. Get your interview set up. And honestly, it's an investment in time and your effort.
And the last thing I want to lead with is anyone who Weibo is not in your community and you feel it should be in your community, please go to Weibo.works, go to our affiliate link, and just fill out that form. It's a very simple form. We just want contact information from you. We will send you our affiliate booklet. We will start a dialogue and see how we could bring our workshop to your community, because that is what I am focused on here in the city. I want to make certain that I revitalize Black Wall Streets all over this country, not just in the ones that we're in now, but I have some target cities. Yes, West Coast, Tulsa, some places in Florida. We want to make certain that people in other communities who don't have the resources that they're available here in New York and Connecticut have the opportunity to also create growing, profitable businesses. So we are looking to do more affiliations with more affiliate partners as well. So, if you don't have a Weibo in your community, but some people may be interested in seeing it come there, go to our website, get in touch with us, fill out the form, call us, call me. I answer my own phones. Don't worry about it. I will, I do. I answer, as you know, I'm easy. I'm very easy to reach for most people because I have graduates who consistently want to talk to me and want to run ideas by me. So I make certain that I answer as many calls as I can. So let's have the conversation. If you're unsure about anything, reach out to Coach Trey, or I'm quite sure his number is on the website, so you can give him a call as well. If you go to WeiboPhilly.org, you see the number at the top. You can give him a call. And actually, you can call any of us. All of our numbers are right on our websites. So you reach out to any of our affiliate partners right now and have a conversation with them about, Weibo, affiliate partners, whatever.
I just want to say this last thing, though. Weibo can provide you with all the tools to be successful in business. However, the courage and commitment is not included. You know what I mean? You have to bring that yourself.
Oh, see, and I love it because it's the perfect segue into my favorite video. If you're lacking courage, we're gonna leave you with these words, and hopefully, after being encouraged, you'll take those first steps.
I'm gonna say something to you. It takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. It takes courage to be educated. It takes courage to be knowledgeable. Because the moment you do, but you don't talk like you forgot where you came from. Look at you talking. It takes courage. And I'm just wondering, in this weak, watered down, mediocre society that we live in today, in this reality TV world we live in today, I'm wondering if there's anybody left that's got the courage to say, after all I've been through, and all my ancestors have been through, and all my parents have been through, I didn't come through all of that just to fit in with normalcy. I have the courage to go after my dream. Is there a woman left in this entire Coliseum that's got some courage?